Let me ask you about your termination letter to Mr. Comey. You write, I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I am not under investigation. Why did you put that in there?
Because he told me that. I mean, he told me
He told
that.
you weren't under investigation?
Yeah, and I've heard that. I've heard that from others. I think.
In a phone call? Did you meet face-to-face?
I had dinner with him. He wanted to have dinner because he wanted to stay on. We had a very nice dinner at the White House very early on. A dinner was arranged. I think he asked for the dinner. And he wanted to stay on as the FBI head. And I said, I'll, consider, see what happens. But we had a very nice dinner. And at that time, he told me you're not under investigation, which I knew anyway.
That was one meeting. What was it?
First of all, when you're under investigation, you're given all sorts of documents and everything. I knew I wasn't under. And I heard it was stated at some committee level, that I wasn't, number one. Then during a phone call, he said it. Then during another phone call, he said it. So he said it once at dinner, and then he said it twice during phone calls.
Did you call him?
In one case, I called him. In one case, he called me.
Did you ask, am I under investigation?
I actually asked him, yeah. I said, if it's possible, would you let me know? Am I under investigation? He said, you are not under investigation.
But he's given sworn testimony that there is an ongoing investigation into the Trump campaign and possible collusion with the Russian government.
Right.
We're the centerpiece
of the Trump campaign.
Well, all I can tell you is, I know one thing. I know that I'm not under investigation. Me, personally. I'm not talking about campaigns. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm not under investigation.
Did you ask him to drop the investigation?
No, never.
Anyone from the White House?
No, in fact, I want the investigation to be speeded up, Lester.
Did the White House ask him to end the investigation?
No, why would we do that?
Any surrogates on behalf of the White House?
Not that I know of. Look, I want to find out if there was a problem with an election having to do with Russia. Or, by the way, anybody else, any other country. And I want that to be so strong and so good. And I want it to happen.
The audience here in the hall has promised to remain silent. No cheers, boos, or other interruptions so we and you can focus on what the candidates have to say. No noise except right now, as we welcome the Democratic nominee for president, Secretary Clinton, and the Republican nominee for president, Mr. Trump.
Thank you. Thank you.
Such a nasty woman. I want to build the wall. We need the wall. The Border Patrol, ICE, they all want the wall. We stop the drugs. We shore up the border. One of my first acts will be to get all of the drug lords, all of the bad ones. We have some bad people in this country that have to go out.
We have some bad hombres here, and we're gonna get them out.
When it comes to the wall that
She's
Donald...
been doing this for 30 years. Why the hell didn't you do it over the last 15, 20 years? You were very much involved. Excuse me! My turn. You were very much involved in every aspect of this country. Very much. And you do have experience. I say the one thing you have over me is experience, but it's bad experience. Because what you've done has turned out badly. The problem is you talk, but you don't get anything done, Hillary.
Mr. Trump, thank you.
The Russian government has engaged in espionage against Americans. They have hacked American websites, American accounts of private people. Finally, will Donald Trump admit Russian espionage against Americans, which he actually encouraged in the past? Those are the questions we need answered. We've never had anything like this happen in any of our elections before.
How did we get on to Putin? No. She wants open borders. People are going to pour into our country. People are going to come in from Syria. She wants 550% more people than President Obama. Now, you can say that that's okay. And Hillary can say that that's okay, but it's not okay with me. Now we can talk about Putin. I don't know Putin. He said nice things about me. If we got along well, that would be good. If Russia and the United States got along well and went after ISIS, that would be good. He has no respect for her. Look, Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president.
No puppet, no puppet.
It's pretty clear.
You're the
it's pretty-
puppet.
Pretty clear you won't admit.
No, you're the puppet.
Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, do whatever he wants to do. He has a very clear favorite in this race. I find that just absolutely
She
troubling.
doesn't like Putin because Putin has outsmarted her at every step
Mr.
of the
Trump,
way.
Mr. Trump.
Excuse me.
You get to ask some questions.
Yes, that's fine.
Do you condemn any interference by Russia in the American election?
Of course I condemn. Of course I can. I don't know Putin. I have no idea. I never met Putin. This is not my best friend.
I didn't meet him. I haven't spent time with him.
This is not my best friend.
I didn't have dinner with him. I didn't go hiking with him.
Never spoken to him on the phone?
I never met him in Moscow. Where?
Never spoken to him on the phone?
I have never spoken to him on the phone, no.
This is not my best friend. But if the United States got along with Russia, it wouldn't be so bad. Let me tell you, the Russians have said, according to many, many reports, I can't believe they allowed us to do this.
Well, Chris, I am on record as saying that we
control. Doesn't work that way.
But what we want to do
But
is
when I
making
started this
sure-
campaign, I started it very strongly. It's called Make America Great Again. We're going to make America great. You get shot walking to the store. They have no education. They have no jobs.
I would do more for African Americans.
And Latinos than she could ever do in 10 lifetimes. But they get the vote. And then they come back and say, what's there in 4 years?
Hey, this is Vic Berger. I hope you enjoyed that. Why don't you subscribe to Super Deluxe while you're right here? Go ahead, do that right now.